Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the playoff match between Team Liquid and Furia Esports during the Brazil League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
It's a very aggressive defense they'll run into. Not only one player on courtyard, but one player all the way on east stairs. Liquid will try to find a gap off the back of that. Lagonis in with the SMG-12. Resets in with the first. The second soon after. Oh, a little sparky there, but what matters is how you finish. And Lagonis is able, with the weapon swap, to get another. Bellapox finds one, but Maya, that initial spray missing, gives him the opportunity to turn around. C4 out. That's the Dokkaebi done and dusted. So the line will fall off the plant. Palu in a bit of a tricky situation right now. One might have his 90 cross, but in terms of immediate coverage, he is very, very alone. The cross works. Oh, but the spray doesn't.
Which you will use accordingly. There's only a minute remaining. Why wouldn't you? Start working your way back towards site, and especially with a pickup like that from JV92 and us suspecting Lagonis, the back of Horseshoe will get punished. The one out on the balcony, and JV's looking for it at a fantastic stage and looking to make it even more so here in the playoffs. Leapox will have a very nice frag as well. Team Liquid finally stunted here in round 2 after that initial roam has worked so successfully to Furia.
Oh, but Palu and Reset's now creeping in. Reset's on for 3, the only one for Liquid doing anything, but he's found the 4th, he's found the flick! Surely not the clutch right now. Player on main will hop over, catches Palu, just 4 seconds. Can he survive on time? Reset's on the hunt around the corner, but Herds!
He's capable to hear that man barreling his way down metal as he flings himself over the stairwell. Got a little risky there. You and I have seen quite a few clutches, especially in recent history, that have made us not only scratch our heads, but
would execute for at least another 15-20 seconds. Thankfully, he doesn't die, though, and he still has utility in pocket, so that might burn some time. The KZ cutting down Nesk, the backstab completely hindered. Now Furia can fully focus on this execute coming from the east side. 3 on east, 1 down below. They know exactly where this is coming from. Herds manages the cross, but Maya ready for it. Low HP be damned. Herds overheats and burns up outside of vent. Resets on for another. Pushing aggressively up the 90 hallway, has now taken Fountain away from the defense, but Furia retakes just as quickly as Liquid take that space. Lagonis tries to push in the C4 and the smokes. Oh, I thought they might have been out of position. But Nade quickly slips back into the site, and every single time one of these teams gets an edge, the other immediately neutralizes their position. But that might have been the killing blow for Liquid. The death knell being that C4 flown over the bookcase as Maya on 1 HP. He's not picking up the diffuser. That man's not recovering. It's likely Palu to try and bring this back, but he's down through the soft wall.
He did. He clipped you on the door. Now Nesk, very low HP as well. This is not going too hotly for Liquid, although a creative start. Nesk will gun back. He'll take out Herds and Leapox as he tries to challenge the East.
Palu is watching the cutoff, but he's watching court right now, not to the right. Oh, he's blissfully unaware until the last second. The instincts say something is amiss, and he reacts in time. Nade takes a shot from somewhere. He's inside of the site. He's got to make that rotate. He does have a C4. He'll send it over the wall. Oh, but the nade destroys it. The patience doesn't pay off. He gets a little too antsy, and at least 1 bullet lands. The second, not so.
Pick of damage to Nesk. It's literally all he gets. Is he knows that this is more than likely going to be warming up soon, and now the jig is up for sure. He doesn't even second guess the angle that he just threw a nitro.
As they can, and Furia have held on to what they own for as long as they can too. One around the corner, but Nesk is just face checking. Oh, he almost reacts to the second. Customs control in Liquid's hands. If they want to try to move in through courtyard, they can get this diffuser down. Nade now separated from the rest of his team. That 417 can be oh so lethal. When the head is framed so perfectly, who is Nade to pick it up? Second now goes his way. A bit more of a sloppy spray, but Lagonis has tried to put this case down 2 times. It keeps having to come off, keeps having to bring his gun back in his hand. Furia have now retaken all of the ground gained by Liquid. We're back in the 2v2. Nade sprinting, caught by resets. Herds unrun on the flank will only soften up the ace. Still alive, his AK-12 holds this key cut off and holds the key to round 5 for Team Liquid. Every single time, all of these rounds have been competitive. At most, 3 players remaining by the end. Most of the time, 2 and even 1. But the winds might shift here as KZ might spin around. Hello, Lagonis. You gotta hit those. 2, 3, 1 remaining. Not so in round 6. It is a flawless as a UMP rips the head off Liquid.
Call out. How aggressive we're going to get off of this. We already have some smokes being produced towards East Stairs. 2 of those gone. Nesk with a nice kill onto KZ as he barreled his way into break, but nobody in the vicinity. Nobody really getting activated on this balcony, so that's just going to be a freebie going the way of Liquid. Furia have to try and get something back. Palu will take one as well, and this is working out swimmingly so far for Liquid.
Stops momentarily as Furia finally have a gunfight given to them on the east side too. In fact, JV92 and Nade, but Palu holds on to East Stairs with an iron grip. And JV92, who tried to speed up the pace and catch Liquid off guard, he unfortunately is consumed by the very chaos he intended to create. So Liquid retake that advantage. Resets on low HP could provide an opportunity. Felipox now looking to creep up the main stairs. That 3 armor can be a little loud, a little clunky, but it's clear Liquid are not anticipating it. Default camera not activated. If anybody looks, it could be Raps, but there's rotate right there. Oh, Reset sees him, but still that low HP. Little you can do gives Felipox the ability to react, and now Liquid are a little separate, but Palu can win his ones, and Nade's walking in by himself. Both feed their lives to the...
That's all we have, and nobody really trying to pressure things in through East. The smoke kind of thwarts their game plan for the main door, and no influence over the windows. So KZ just gets gunned down for free. Now, I will say this, though. Sometimes you just got to take matters into your own hands.
And Palu might make this a 3v3 as Furia have taken control of office. The IQ is looking. KZ, Herd's well aware of it. There's no surprise factor. I was completely incorrect. Herds is just running around this entire map. Lagonis found out. The tuber out cut short. What a follow-up by Furia. They get Herds in the building quick. It will put Maya and Nesk in a bit of a difficult position.
And good news is you got that ump with the cog back there, so you do have some area to fight. And Maya's going to put his face where it doesn't belong, Carter. I thought he had him. He had that beautiful position there behind the monitor. You could tell that JV92 was completely caught off guard, down to 22 HP, but still standing over home plate, and he knocks that one out of the park. Team Liquid, 2 versus 4 now as they're trying to battle back into this round. A double kill here for Palu. Yeah, I speak a little Portuguese, but Palu, he doesn't speak bullet, unluckily enough. Nade's going to take him down. It's a 1 versus 3 here for Nesk.
Speaking the language of war are Furia in round 9 as they recover from that botched entry. Paradrum moving in, will spot Nesk, Hope behind the fountain, and I can't think of a worse place to be when you've been droned. Flash goes over, shot on Maya, but that was a 50-50, as close as 50-50s can come. You have a failed Herds entry, and if JV92 loses this fight right here, that is a 5v3 for Liquid. Maya and Nesk can both hold on to CCTV, and Nade also landing shots through the wall like that. You have a little bit of luck.
But everything's green lights all the way. We'll come into contact with Lagonis as this is the oversight for Metal here, but we'll just have to see if there's able to be any kind of change up, and it's going to be Felipox as he takes down Lagonis.
Yeah, maybe a Z-ping or something, but again, Furia just cutting down a player through a soft wall. Nesk and Palu resets. Hello! Liquid come charging back into round 10, answering gunfire with gunfire. KZ reveals his position on the armory balcony, triggering the F-Naught. Gas released, you'll have to back off, put down to very low HP in response. Felipox is a known quantity on this window, KZ too, but that doesn't mean he can't win a fight against Nesk. It's cost so much of his HP, all that effort, and only 20 seconds remaining. Felipox has got to rotate to recover the diffuser. Going for kills might just be better at this point. You'll waste so much time. KZ spots one, but he's just too low. He doesn't have enough leeway to make that work. The 417 can work wonders. A couple shots will be the end of the Valkyrie.
Exactly where he's at, and what a find with the DMR and the tail end of that. But what a chaotic round overall. Liquid with some really solid finds, but in the dying moments of this one, it's all Felipox all day as that 417 is put to work.
Now, not much you can do. KZ works his way into sight, but Liquid are fine with that. They're working a retake, but Furia don't care. They've got this vertical angle covered. The Solus, just a little around the corner. He's trying to spot it, but he simply can't. The angle does not favor him, and the gamble does not pay off.
They want have to worry about that too much. What they will have to worry about, though, is that Liquid has 4 bodies up, Carter. That's a really big risk when you come into clearing out this portion, because there's so many crossfires to worry about, so many risks that Liquid can take, and it's going to be resets onto Herd's first, challenges the hatch, and he gets away with gold.
Again, Herd just caught on ADS, just face checking a hatch. Simply not expecting somebody to peek. I mean, you get timing, sometimes you get unlucky, but a couple times this has happened. KZ finds his opportunity, creeps in, but has to destroy the BP and back out. The kills are going Furia's way, though. Still a 2v2, but they have made this as close as they possibly can after the loss of Herds. But Nade caught sprinting. So much individual sloppiness this round, it seems. Liquid getting these 1v1s with barely even having to mount a convincing fight, and KZ sprinting too!
They're few and far between, right? It's a best of 3 rounds. So you really want to make sure that you cross your T's, you dot your I's, and you know that when you go for this aggressive look, you're prepared. And I think that Furia was a little bit more ready than Liquid was. They call on the ball. They say, hey, here comes the execution. We need to step up. And they do in grandiose fashion. KZ, a double kill for him as he decapitates resets at the bottom of metal stairs. Furia will get things. It becomes a very risky situation. I don't care who you are in the world. This team won an entire championship based off of that precipice. And now some aggressive tendencies starting to leak out from Liquid, and resets will go down to KZ. A pre-fire almost catches the player in 90, but it's Herds instead to gun him down. And this round, it's slipping away from Liquid.
Now the fights are just going Furia's way. Everyone mounting such an impressive performance. Still all within 1 kill of each other. A almost comically team game coming out from the attack at the moment. Nesk will peek out and cut down JV92. Potentially frozen at 11 kills, even if Furia win this game. But one creeping around the corner. As Felipox cuts down Palu. Another head goes Nesk's way. Another 1v1 for him to fight outside of Armory Balcony. Info spotted. Knows the player's on metal stairs. Nesk is trying to keep himself 1 step ahead of Furia at every time, while Lagonis needs to hold down the site. There's one. Oh, but he misses a key opportunity. The shots go a little too much above Felipox's head. With 9 seconds remaining, Lagonis needs to win 1. Needs to win 2. He's got the shotgun. He's only got 90 damage. Within like 1 or 2 kills of each other. And I think that is a valid takeaway from this. But also, it required a full team game from Furia just to clinch it in overtime.
Yeah, it was a little interesting at moments, but I think that's really all up to what we saw from Palu. And get to see a little, version of that here today between Liquid and Furia. There's a lot of different ways that this could go, but one thing is true when it comes to this map. It's very large, and you have to pick and choose the portions that are necessary to your strategy. If you try and full clear this thing, Lynx, I mean, we're going to be here for a solid 2:30 waiting to see what you get accomplished.
On top of the green stairs, Ness could now go for the flank behind him. The gun behind Lagonis will almost take his own head off. Herd's down, though. Palu able to cut one off, but this blitz has been countered pretty effectively by Furia every single time. They're able to stop him from gaining more control than he can, and it's the guns around him that redeem it. 5-3 acquired by Liquid, and as he's picked up by Lagonis, Lagonis is picked up. Now the blitz can push even further with this diffuser. Ooh, Palu down below. Felipox is able to retake that verticality, but Liquid's still with the advantage.
Yeah, and this is where things are going to get really, really difficult for Furia, because you have to hold these crosses efficiently, and when you have a nade, there's a way, I guess, right? 2v2, make it a 1v none. Liquid, or you make it somewhat unplayable, but now they have to try and find a different option. And they've worked themselves up the far staircase. A Nitro Cell out. It does a lot of damage to Nesk as they're trying to deal with this main hallway, but it's going to be JV92 to answer the call along with KZ. But Herds, he fires into his own teammate, and now it's a 2 versus 2.
Reset's able to cut down Felipox, and Herds can shut off that point of entry. Liquid players separate on opposite sides. Herds will try to over-aggress. He can retake the angle from inside of the room itself. Nade wins his one, and Herds wins his. Furia fight back as it's
so much here.
And you know what's a big risk? Running that Nook when Cav is on the board, because Nook is meant to
look at this,
fly on gaps, meant to find spots where you might not be read. Oh, but KZ walks straight into a flashbang, and well, all that hype is now gone to waste. Resets will find Herds inside of the site itself. So the advantage changes hands with 2 rapid fire.
Boxing out Liquid. A lot of info is going to go towards the defense, but they got to win these fights, and they got to do them right now as this offense is starting to pressure in. Paulu's going to find the first one onto JV92. Down to a 2 versus 4. Stuns in and a plant now going off for Lagonis in an undisclosed location as everything is bright. The lights too for Furia as Liquid knocks it down to 1. I don't know how far Felipox is getting here. Doesn't seem too far as this path.
bet you wish you had that other one. bet you wish you had hit the reload there. Unfortunately, ooh, now Reset's going in for the kill. We'll spot. No, nope. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You did not see anything. Resets with a beautiful recovery. Resets with a recovery on Felipox. Put down to 4 HP though. He's cleared out the initial levy of defenders.
Oh no!
I literally thought that was a defender with how still he was sitting. I won't even lie. Liquid have This is a way better strategy than the one that got them around victory previously. KZ will shut down the lowest health member of Liquid. He's got intel on the one player around the corner. That's an easy 1v1 to pick up. Tries to go for the finish with the Boss G. Can't get it done. 3-1 now for Liquid.
4 versus 4. Now, the big thing is for Liquid, what do they do with a moment like this? Your Blitz is on a little bit lower HP, some gunfights trying to be taken around the map, mostly from the Furia side. It seems as though their patience will prevail, though. So they'll take down JB92.
Oh, Nade, 2 just around the corner, but the flank doesn't work there either. KZ and Nade both, I think, wishing that... How the hell does he land that? I know the Blitz was low HP, but that is criminal. He got away with that long range shot. SMG-11 on the follow-through. 3-1, 1 HP on resets. Able to put 1 on the floor. He's got the bees to seal off anybody pushing up, or at least give him time to react. No ability to recover Palu, so he'll try to plant the diffuser, bait out any remaining engagements, but the C4 to play it safe. Furia get it.
Trying to build off of their early success taking out herds. So far, this map has been complicated for Furia, but they have at least been able to stay in the race. A misread there and a misread here, and it's all falling apart for Furia as they cannot find a single frag up against Team Liquid. JV92 will finally change up that fate, but he's immediately responded on by Maya, and Liquid will, especially with these lines of sight that Liquid have been gifted, especially with the advantage in man play as well. Might change up though here as the swing comes in off the stairwell, but Maya challenges the stun timing. He was already there waiting to see if KZ would swing. He's able to get things done. Now it's just diminished to these Furia players over here in Ops.
Love Maya swinging ahead of the flash right there, just catching Furia completely off guard. It has been isolated 1v1s this entire game. Now Liquid are the ones taking advantage of it. Now again, he tries to swing ahead of it. The shots go wide this time, but 10-2, he's got more than enough to spare. Bouncing back from his performance on map 1. Could be the big game changer as Resets, Nesk, and Palu still on. Lagonis just doing Lagonis things, but when you have some of the best players in Brazil, it might not matter. Hello, Maya unfortunately hit by the flash this go around. Felipox put to so low HP. That's an easy pickup for Resets right there. 1 peek out. No, never mind. Caught un-ADS'd. Felipox will go for the prone peek on the next. Pre-fire lands, but Lagonis doing his thing indeed. Are already looking on this defensive side and the attacks as well. Nesk might get punished right there, but even still feeling confident to go for that play, shut off that window and try to take the fight. Liquid are more than comfortable, and the 4-2 has even compounded that. Does come down to a 1v1 though. Furia still showing some of what made border. You're a zombie that early. Nesk has now been punished twice on these peaks. Lagona says, hey, there's somebody inside of the site. We should probably be concerned about that. Probably might find one, but Felipox is just trying to find his way around the site itself. JV92 makes this a 4-2-3. How the hell is Felipox just like standing tall inside of the site? JV trying to come and support him. Will move around the courtyard, but nobody from Furia is in a position to definitively capitalize on this right now. They are all just playing in like nomadic, sporadic positions everywhere, spread out, separated, and winning the fights nonetheless. As KZ comes to support his teammate at the bottom of Rocket, Nade will move in too to put Palu in an untenable position. Entry. Herds, I think, wishing he picked the R4C instead of the shield this go around, as just through the hatch, he is fed to the wolves. JB92 put down to very low HP on the opposite side of the site. Nade will find one. That's Lagonis, but still Liquid with the momentum right now, as this entire Furia execute has been stopped, and you've lost the very operator, the Blitz, who's meant to create the space in the first place. JV will maybe look to recover, look to push further as Nade tags on for 2. Another EE1D goes out as Furia stopping and starting, but winning every fight that comes to them. Maya, who started this whole thing with the opening pick onto Herds, will find his second, but as he drops down the hatch, he's now...
Very positive way there, and I just love how they bait Liquid into this. Let's roll these replays and watch how these fights break down.
Also, Nade doing very, very good job on this second map. The team-wide performance isn't exactly what it was on Border, but Nade now breaching
is down low, so if there is some potential lurk working its way in, maybe we have a frag come in that department, but past that, it's everybody at the seams right now trying to fend off every single player on the other side as they begin to clash. And speaking of clash, Lagonis is down. It's a 3 versus 3, 14 HP on JB92 as well, and KZ will try and swing into Nesk. He'll get the double kill as that death mark tracker will come in. Only 30 seconds remain for Furia, but it's Felipox actually that takes out Nesk.
Yeah, Felipox able to cut him down. Nice bit of information, but it's JV92 has now got to join the Blitz up top. So low HP. Furia have kept it very, very close, but he'll need every bit of intel, every bit of luck to find his way out of this. He's able to bait the Blitz and find the intel on the remainder. MP7 peeking around the corner. JV92 gets a reload off, but doesn't land the kill.
The stage for multiple regions now, haven't we, Carter? I mean, it feels like whenever it comes down to the wire, when everything gets to its utmost importance here at this portion of the year, people just kind of reach for these things that are, you know, somewhat basic to a lot of players, but are just so...
Maintaining the advantage all the way through as well. Herds put to such low HP. JV92 also worse for wear. Some of the key players all in bad spots. JV has a kill elude him. Tries to find the second. Will do so, but there's another going in for the trade. Apollo able to catch JV92 with the chamber empty. 2-4 now. Though Liquid both on low HP. But too many vertical angles, too many goo mines, too much information. And Lair goes the way of the Cavalry. 7-4.
We learned today is that you should not allow any team to play against you on Border, with Furia still keeping that 10-game win streak. But then we played Lair after, as we just saw, and we mentioned prior to the game, neither of these teams really have information on,
including haven't seen it yet from Furia. A good response for Liquid and really showing they have a better understanding of that map.
Yeah, and Hertz was a pretty risky player on Border. Once you let this player enter and do his own thing, he's pretty much unstoppable. That's even what we heard from Felipox as well. Once the game is going well, he is just off the leash. It's on it quite recently with a 7-1 against E1, so I say they might have the better cards going into it.
All right, here we go. Lynx, Stokes, it's all you.
Well, I like to think it's all Liquid and Furia, personally. I like to think that it's the teams that do the talking, as much as my beautiful visage does add to the experience quite heavily. But going to Nighthaven, historic play to get the trade as well. Very nice stuff. C4 goes out, but caught on the window. JV92's got to retreat. One bullet could have punished him right there on 1 HP. Almost all the Ying's utility gone through. It results into a kill onto Maya. Herds cut down in connector as resets and Liquid as a whole start to move around the B bomb site. JV has retreated behind the Scopos, playing behind the shield as well. Oh, but such low HP, it doesn't matter. He dies anyway. It is ineffective, and Liquid have their way in, but they might be on their way out. Lagonis put so low, Maya down by the electricity and gunfire. And so Felipox and Nade both will look to pinch the remaining Ying, who finds one. And now looking for the second in the post. Lagonis needs to hold strong, needs to land the shots required. Goomba stomps Felipox, and they've made their way down. But keep in mind, there's 2 roamers on that top floor, so the site players need to hold strong as the defense is cut, separated. KZ will rotate back, so now 3 players sit inside of the basement. Furia have done the job they need. The initial push, weathered against. Though so many defenders have taken damage, Maya's still looking to get something up top as JV92 lurks in IT.
Very worrisome. Furia on low HP, but they found a way to try and work things out of the tail end of round 2. And this could be their first sign of success. It's Nesk and the team trying to work in from tanks. He'll get gunned down and drop that case just like his former. Lagona's already riding the bench, and so will Maya. It's a 2v4 now, as nobody can get a single thing going for them. Furia, they hold all the cards. They hold the reins to this ride on defense. And round
Time still droning. The first couple shots are exchanged, and it's Liquid who are worse for wear afterwards.
They're gonna start moving their way in. You know, if you open up the third eye, Carter, we got 3 shotties on defense. One of them's gonna fall down. Another one will too is Palu. He just eats them alive. And now Furia, they've got to win some sort of gunfight here. They'll get one, they'll down resets, and oh my, what is going on between these two? It's a flurry of kills. Everybody trying to pressure all different angles, but finally, Liquid is going to be the one that comes out on top, and it's all
Bang, another one goes out. I'd feel the need to back out momentarily, given the 4v5 he finds himself in. Fellapox puts himself in the lower angle. JV92 is just running around the entire map, shooting Liquid at every point of entry. Hertz finally finds the Dokkaebi. Thermite in the site is, well, he's found himself in a key position, but very quickly found himself out of the round. Same can be said. Plant in the default spot, just tucked around that corner. Everybody from Furia on the right side. Nobody in cargo to try to deny this. Nade looks to challenge, and Maya blinds him. Says, good night, stay away. This is our site. C4 goes out, though. Lagonis doesn't even have to back off. His teammate shoots him, but Fellapox spots him for a second. There's a little bit of a gap. The coverage lapses a little bit, and now Lagonis will fall. But the kills still favor Liquid. Oh, do they? JV92 can rotate, and that Ram is dead. There's still some work to do. Still the buck down below. Now Nesk the only one who can cover to put this diffuser down. They've rotated sights, but JV's got the vertical angles. He's got the hard pings, a shotgun to make angles for him to look through. He's trying to find where this diffuser is, but there's no time. Too little information overall. Will now drop down the hatch. And a high-low setup from Liquid awaiting him as he tries to retake the B site. Spots both, but both guns come alive at the exact same time.
Now, where exactly are they going to try and build this up from? You can see them trying to work their way over towards IT. Some Kandalas flying in through electrical, but that's the kill they were looking for. Look at how Furia positions themselves. They're playing right up to the limits of the bomb site, holding these key angles to try and take it to Liquid in the dying moments. They want to make them try and sit on this timer and stew.
And Hertz peeking in front of the Candela, now sending out a C4 in response, but he's shot by resets from, I think, the back line. Yeah, he flanks up Garage, is able to catch Hertz off guard. But that advantage is still Furia's. They still hold that 3v2, though Nade should have thought better of that engagement. Clearly, Palu spots another just around the corner, but Furia hold on.
So hold in between the barriers. He knows exactly what the next step will be. And he guns down Nesk. It's equal footing now in a solid spot here for our Thatcher, but so much damage, so much pressure pouring in on the bow.
The moment still utility clear for Furia. BP might be destroyed, but Furia, if they're trying to find a gap, trying to win these fights, Liquid are getting aggressive, stopping them from finding any opening whatsoever. Maya now shuts down Nade. So Fellapox and JV92, the latter well below half HP. Will try to push in, but it's been a very slow death for Furia despite the bombastic start to this round. Long angle engagement will give JV92 the first. In 15 seconds, Furia will make their push.
Yeah, and this is where things become even a bigger issue. M590, top floor labs.
Progress in the preceding 30 seconds, but now the smoke bolts land. Will we see any follow through? Nade and Fellapox push forward, but resets makes him pay for it. So now Nade will stall. Furia have been looking for this opening as hard as they can, try as they might. Liquid hold them at bay. KZ and Nade, the two remaining players, the Hibana and the Thatcher, could find a long angle, but there's just too much for KZ to worry about. There's little he can do. Nade, who was waiting for his moment to shine, waiting to find a home for the diffuser, is the last one stuck outside of the double breach, and any kill from here means squat.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 versus 5 now, and just everything falling apart for Furia there. I don't think it's a bad strategy, Carter. They're just not able to get a big opener there on Liquid. They really need to find a way to displace resets. They did a good job of getting rid of Lagonis, but you can only firebolt so many areas, right? And resets makes his presence known at the right time. Able to get that kill on the player, hopping in, trying to make space inside of the tank area, and it just doesn't work. That's what Furia wants. They want to be able to work and get that plant down behind tank, and then just play things out from Animus. Key moment here. Clutch drone in. Does it find Palu? Palu might have the game-winning position here as he's somehow, someway worked his way into command center. A huge nitro cell gets one, and he finds the second. All of this chaos that they've caused on the top floor, nitro cell out, SMG-11 still in hand, and he still has a moment to try and take a gunfight. It boils down to a 2 versus 2, but Liquid have done a bang-up job of putting Furia into bad timing.
And still they've managed to get a 2v2 out of it. Still they've managed to keep it equal. Telepox and Herds, 2 maps in a row for the latter, might not be doing great, but KZ, JV92, and Nade doing well, and it's only the latter that remains. The other players have laid the groundwork for them, but with 15 seconds, they have to push in. Keep a barricade covering the garage door, so that means he's only available from the rotate hole and this doorway right here, but it's barricaded as well. Nade can get this diffuser off scot-free, but Fellapox lets Nade die, backs off, misses the opportunity. But Nade's done his work. He's put the diffuser down, and Fellapox just has to hold on, just has to play post, has the hard pings on one. The 2-brow trying to find a way to long arm it around the corner. Fellapox doesn't know. He doesn't hear it. He's so worried about the Azami. Resets has won the round anyway. Either too much of this utility persists for Team Liquid. And all they've been able to acquire have been a couple important breaches, but only a couple breaches. They'll open up the floorboards beneath the clash, and Lagonas is put down with the C8 through the floor, but JV92 falls. KZ worth his weight in gold this round as Maya's got to pop off if he wants to secure 7-3 for Liquid. He'll drop down. Remember, KZ was down here earlier. Spots the Cade running away. Oh, neither are aware of the other, but it's KZ, unfortunately. At least if you're a Liquid fan who's able to finish that off. Nest spots one, but he's picked up his teammate. He's able to recover. Snaps to the head, but Furia snaps shut round 10.
Round work. Now there is still some angles, still some ways that we see this defense get back into things, and it starts right here with a nice play from Resets as they'll be able to equalize footing, but KZ, he responds in kind.
Yeah, Furia now able to maintain that advantage with that response onto Lagonas, and Maya so low. Palu and Resets feeling a lot of pressure to make good work happen. And pressure might make diamonds. In this case, it makes an advantage for Liquid 3-2. Fellapox and Nade have now watched their lead vanish in real time. With barely anything to fall back on, barely any time to react. Herd's got an opening kill in 30 seconds. They got a 4v3. And now with 20 seconds remaining, they can barely get vertical down. Everybody from Liquid has pulled back. They want Furia to push in. They want Nade to try to put this diffuser down, and they are ready to cover. But Fellapox, the first one through the door, he's caught lacking. He's stunned by the presence from Liquid, and as Nade is left to pick up the pieces, is one all he gets? Yup, because Liquid call his bluff and say bye-bye down to the lower bracket with you. Furia might have another shot, but Liquid only need
defense. I think let's just start off with the 3-3 attacking split. I think that's all right. That's pretty good given how defensive favored Nighthaven Labs is. But once they got on their defense, what I liked specifically is how they try to interrupt Furia's takes. They made it so difficult for them to do their things in time. We did see moments where once Furia found that gap, exposed it, and started flooding, there was no way to stop them. But in general, Liquid was doing a very good job at time wasting.
The crazy thing is that this pattern between these two teams has stayed so consistent over the course of the year, despite the ups and downs that both of these rosters have had. Liquid have won this confrontation every single time, going back to stage 1, going back to the Manchester Major, and here again in this best of 3. They win it in the stage, they win it in the playoffs, and Liquid, as a result, head to the Major off the back of a victory against a close. As things stand, as we said, overall this best of 3 goes to Liquid. You see the overall stat line here really showing you how the little things make such a difference, right? It's those top few guys on Liquid. Of course, it is Palu at the top, Mr. Consistent at the top there. Despite the highlights we saw from Maya, the highlights we saw from Nesk, it is Palu who makes it so, I mean, it looks so easy every time he's in the lobby, and it's someone who, even though he's not necessarily top fragging, he's MVP some matches, he's MVP maybe not every time, but here in the best of 3, when you look at his contributions to the team as a whole, 5 and 1 on the entry, that's nuts.
Yeah, we consider him more of a veteran player in this game, having played this game since forever. But yeah, still getting active on the entry is something that we love to see. You mentioned him as a very consistent player. Well, prior to today, he was the #1 player in cost for all players of Brazil League Stage 2. So a very impressive performance from him to pull his team over the line here. Not saying he did it all by himself, but to help his team pull them over.